the ongoing discoveries of prehistoric cave art continue to captivate researchers and challenge our understanding of early human cultures in profound and transformative ways. Each new find opens a window into the artistic, spiritual, and social lives of our ancestors, revealing an unexpected depth of creativity, imagination, and symbolic expression. These artworks are far more than ancient decorations. They are testaments to complex minds capable of storytelling, ritual, and profound emotional resonance. One of the most groundbreaking revelations came from Salawi Island in Indonesia, where researchers uncovered what may be the world's oldest known example of visual storytelling, a dynamic hunting scene painted over 45,000 years ago. The image depicts human-like figures interacting with local animals, but it is not merely a depiction of hunters in action. It carries a sense of drama and narrative, suggesting the presence of myth, spiritual belief, or moral lesson. The stylized expressive figures appear not only as part of the physical world, but as characters with emotional depth, providing proof that early humans had already begun using visual mediums to communicate more than just the immediate. This capacity for symbolic storytelling was not limited to one region. Across continents, cave art reveals a universal drive among early humans to express and preserve their worldview. In Bulgaria's Mura Cave, striking images of deer, goats, and extinct species such as the woolly rhinoceros are rendered in rich pigments of red, black, and white. These animals are drawn not as crude sketches, but with graceful proportions and dynamic motion. The care involved in these depictions hints at deeper purposes: reverence, fear, or perhaps an effort to control or understand the natural forces they represented. These drawings reveal not only what early humans saw, but how they interpreted their world, blending observation with emotion and belief. Animals were more than prey. They were powerful symbols of survival, strength, and transformation. In Europe, remarkable cave sites continue to rewrite the narrative of who among our ancestors were capable of abstract thought. In Spain, at sites like La Parraga, red geometric symbols and hand stencils dated to more than 64,000 years ago have been attributed not to Homo sapiens but to Neanderthals, our long extinct cousins once dismissed as intellectually inferior. These markings challenge that assumption, showing that Neanderthals too possessed the capacity for symbolic behavior. Far from being primitive brutes, they emerge as beings with complex inner lives, capable of ritual, creativity, and perhaps even spirituality. This revelation urges a reconsideration of the boundaries we have drawn around what it means to be human. France's Chauvet Cave, a sibling site to the famous Lascaux, offers another extraordinary glimpse into ancient minds. Dating back over 30,000 years, its walls are adorned with striking images of lions, mammoths, rhinoceroses, and horses, many drawn in ways that suggest movement. Multiple limbs and shifting stances hint at early attempts at visual animation. These are not simply records of animals. They seem to reflect a belief in the deeper, possibly sacred significance of these creatures. The act of painting them deep inside dark caverns may itself have been a ritual, part of spiritual practice, transformation, or a shamanistic journey. In this context, the cave artist becomes more than a painter. They become a mediator between the known and the unknown. Thousands of miles away in Argentina, the Cueva de Manasol, Cave of the Hands, offers a simply yet equally profound form of expression. Hand stencils created by blowing pigment over outstretched fingers pressed against rock walls date back over 9,000 years, accompanied by scenes of hunting and communal life. These images were more than decoration. Perhaps they were statements of presence, identity, protection, or initiation. Each handprint is a human echo across time, an enduring testament to the desire to be seen, remembered, and included in the fabric of shared experience. In India, the Bhimka rock shelters present an immense chronological gallery of human creativity with cave art spanning from the Paleolithic to more recent prehistoric periods. Early images focus on animals and hunting, while later works evolve into abstract symbols, geometric designs, and depictions of agriculture and community. This progression reflects the cognitive and social development of the people who lived there, suggesting the shelters were not only homes, but also hubs of cultural continuity, spaces for ritual, storytelling, teaching, and preserving shared identity through visual language. These art forms served as tools for transmitting belief systems and survival knowledge, forming the bedrock of cultural evolution. In Brazil's Serra Capivara National Park, over 30,000 prehistoric rock paintings, some as old as 20,000 years, depict daily life, hunting, childbirth, family, and gathering alongside more enigmatic scenes hinting of philosophical or spiritual reflection. One especially striking image features a human figure gazing skyward as though contemplating the stars. Such works suggest a deep understanding of the cosmos and a spiritual curiosity extending beyond immediate survival needs. These ancient artists were not merely chronicling events, they were reflecting on their place in the universe, attempting to make sense of the vast unknown that surrounded them. The significance of early art is not confined to cave walls. Across multiple regions, portable art, engraved stones, bone carvings, and figurines expands the scope of prehistoric symbolic expression. In India's Nilgiri Hills and other remote regions, archaeologists have unearthed intricately carved stones marked with symbols that may have served communicative or ritual purposes. Small enough to be carried, these objects suggest that early humans developed symbolic systems independent of fixed geographic locations. The recurrence of similar motifs across vast distances hints at a shared cultural lexicon, perhaps transferred through trade, migration, or shared mythologies. These portable forms of art played a crucial role in social cohesion, enabling communities to preserve identity and pass on traditions even as they moved across landscapes. Yet as these discoveries accumulate, so too does the urgency to protect them. Climate change, vandalism, and human activity threaten many fragile cave sites. Rising humidity, temperature fluctuations, and pollution accelerate the degradation of ancient pigments and carvings. To counter these dangers, scientists and preservationists increasingly turn to advanced imaging technologies, high-resolution photography, 3D laser scanning, and virtual reality. Reconstructions now make it possible to document and even digitally replicate these sites in stunning detail, ensuring that their legacy can be studied and appreciated without endangering the originals. In the case of Chao Vet, a full-scale replica allows visitors to experience the cave's breathtaking imagery while safeguarding the ancient masterpiece for future generations. Such efforts go beyond preservation. They democratize access to human history. Digital archives and virtual experiences bring these cultural treasures to classrooms, museums, and homes worldwide, allowing people everywhere to connect with the profound humanity encoded in these ancient images. In doing so, they bridge the gap between the modern world and the distant past, revealing the common threads that unite all people across time. The artistic expression of early humans reveals much more than technical skill. It speaks to an imaging symbolic mind, a consciousness capable of abstract thinking, emotional depth, and shared cultural experience. The repetition of sight and symbols, dots, zigzags, spirals, suggests a visual language that may have conveyed meaning within and between communities. Some researchers believe these patterns may be linked to early mathematics, lunar cycles, or ritual calendars. Their placement deep within caves, often in complete darkness, adds another layer of meaning, suggesting that the act of creating the artwork may itself have been a sacred or communal rite, a journey into the unknown. One of the most mysterious recurring motifs in cave art is the therianthrope being, part human and part animal, found across multiple continents and time periods. These hybrid figures are often interpreted as shamans in altered states, spirit guides, or mythic creatures, underscoring a worldview in which physical and spiritual realities were deeply intertwined. In such belief systems, animals were not only resources, but also spiritual entities, gatekeepers to hidden realms, embodiment of natural forces, or ancestral spirits. Many anthropologists believe that Ailey cave art may have played a role in hunting magic, where the image of an animal was captured ritually to influence success in the hunt. This aligns with shamanic practices still seen in some indigenous cultures today, where images, chants, and symbolic acts are used to interact with the unseen. In this context, the cave artist becomes more than a craftsman. They are a spiritual leader, a keeper of cultural memory, and a bridge between generations. These artists may have held special status in their communities, not just for their ability to draw, but for their ability to give form to the invisible, to render belief, fear, and hope onto stone. Each line drawn and each pigment applied was more than an artistic gesture. It was a statement of being, of identity, and of connection with the cosmos. Ultimately, prehistoric art represents a monumental turning point in human history, marking the emergence of symbolic behavior that set our species apart. These artworks are not relics of a forgotten age. They are living messages etched in stone, echoing across tens of thousands of years. Whether depicting a galloping horse, a shamanic figure, or a solitary handprint, each creation proclaims, we were here. We imagined. We believed. We reached beyond the present moment in search of meaning. The artists behind these works have long since vanished, but through their creations, they remain a part of us. Their stories etched on the cave walls of time continue to inspire, connect, and remind us that the impulse to create, to leave a mark, is one of the most enduring traits of humanity. These echoes from the past serve as a reminder that the need to express, communicate, and seek meaning is not a modern invention, but a deeply rooted characteristic of our species. The ancient cave artists were not merely drawing for survival or entertainment. They were creating something lasting, something meant to transcend the immediate and connect with others across time. Their art may have helped teach young members of the group about dangers, seasonal changes, or moral lessons. It may have recorded mythologies or served as part of healing rituals. Whatever its purpose, the very existence of such symbolic communication implies a shared understanding within communities, a collective imagination capable of abstraction, empathy, and memory. Today, these ancient masterpieces continue to shape modern understandings of art, psychology, and philosophy. They challenge us to reconsider the timeline of human advancement and question long-held assumptions about cognition and culture. With every new discovery, we are reminded that we are not the first to gaze in wonder at the stars, to honor the spirits of animals, or to try to capture the essence of life through imagery. Prehistoric art links us to a deep, timeless human experience, one that values imagination as much as survival. As we look to the future, preserving these fragile sites becomes not just a scientific priority, but a moral one. To protect them is to protect the memory and voice of early humanity, ensuring that the story of who we are and where we come from continues to be told for generations yet to